So I had a conversation the other day with a gentleman, and let me back up just a bit. As a business owner, I have the opportunity to network with really whoever I want, anytime I want, however I want. So I met this gentleman the other day. I was at a networking event, and we got to talking. He said, "Daniel, I've followed you for a little bit now." I said, "Awesome. I appreciate that." He said, "But what you talk about doesn't apply to what I'm doing." Kind of chuckled a bit. I said, "Okay, let's go. Challenge accepted." So we started talking, and I was saying, what do you mean? What do you mean why you don't think you can use what I'm talking about in your business? So what do you even do? And he turned to look at me, and he said, "Daniel, I have a very unsexy business." I said, "All right, lay it on me." "What is it?" He said, "I do roofing." I said, "Okay, I see where this is going." He said, "I do roofing." I said, "Okay, what's your point?" He said, "How in the world could I use stories in my business, in what I do? See, I do roofing, but I put new roofs on houses for homeowners." So there you go. Told me yourself, this is going to be easy. So I looked at him and I said, "Do you want a solution, or do you just want me to be invited to your pity party?" He said, "Well, Daniel, if you can provide me some solutions, if you can tell me how to sell more roofs," is it roofs or roofs? "Then I would be much obliged. I would be a very happy person." I said, "All right, let's get into it." I said, "We're going to go down a path that you probably haven't thought of before. And we're going to talk about story-centric marketing, or what I call story-centric social media advertising." He said, "Okay, go for it, shoot." So I said, "Now, Mr. Business Owner, you must first understand that you have customers, okay? And those customers will, from here on out, be referred to as a hero, because they are heroes. Heck, they're heroes for putting up with your closed-minded stuff. But anyways, they're heroes. So these heroes are going about their day. Now, they have homes, they have families, they have livelihoods that they need to keep up. But there's a problem. See, if there wasn't a problem, you wouldn't be in business, okay? I wouldn't be in business. You wouldn't be in business. Whoever's watching this would not be in business if you're a business owner or wanting to start a business without some sort of problem." He said, "You're exactly right." So the problem is they need new roofs. I said, "All right, that's a problem, but that is unsexy. If you're telling it like that, then there's no wonder you need my help." So I said, the problem is broken down into 3 sections. The hero has a problem, and it's broken down into 3 different sections. The first one is external, all right? What are the external factors that they have to go through and that they experience when dealing with the problem? The second one is internal. How do they feel, okay? What are their thoughts and feelings when they go through this problem? And the third is philosophical, or as I like to call it, the soul problem. See, I'm from the South, if you can't hear from my accent, but we like to talk about the soul. So I'm going to talk about the soul just a bit. See, the soul problem, or the philosophical problem, is one that they experience in the greater realm of right and wrong, superhero, good and evil. Okay, so I broke it down. So, Mr. Business Owner, your hero has 3 problems: external, internal, philosophical, or the soul. I said external, a leaky roof, because that's the big problem. A leaky roof equals irreparable items and lost money and or revenue, okay? He said, "Yes, Daniel, I agree with that." I said, second, internal. The internal problem is this homeowner feels stressed, anxious, worried, insert adjective here, because of the lost items and the lost money, okay? He said, "Well, yeah, definitely. I mean, they're full of anxiety and stress." And then the third problem, the philosophical or soul problem. I said, when they have a leaky roof, suddenly their sense of protecting their household goes out the window. They're no longer the protector. They're no longer the stronghold. Suddenly their house is compromised. It goes back to our primitive nature of keep the castle, okay? So we know that the external problem is lost money and irreparable items. We know that the internal problem is feelings of anxiety, stress over this money loss. And we know that the soul problem is you're no longer a protector of your household. And he said, well, you know, I never really thought about it that way. We get deep down into the emotions here, folks, because that's what we're doing. We need to play on different people's emotions, all right? Now, let me ask you this. In your business, what are the 3 problems that you're solving? What are the 3 different sections of problems that you're solving with your product or service, treasure or trinket, widget, or whatever you're selling? What is it? Break it down into 3 different sections. So as we moved on, I said, we know that there are problems that the hero, your customer, faces. And next comes you. See, we're going to refer to you as the guide because you guide someone, you guide the hero from heaven to hell, or from hell to heaven. Whoops, wrong way. From hell to heaven. And that's just a fun little way of saying that they have a problem. Now you're going to lead them to the promised land. So how does someone watching this take someone going through the valley of the shadow of death, where they have problems, 3 different sections, to saying, hey, I've got a solution, a transformative success path for you? Well, that's when you give them the next steps in order to get help, okay, and solve their problem. So knowing that you can guide them to success, what are the next steps that you need to take and give them in order for them to take action, okay? And then once you give them those steps, then what do they need to do? Schedule a call with you, go here, come out for an assessment. And he said, well, they usually schedule a consultation with me where we go out, we poke and prod, and we look at the roof. You know, I don't want to get too technical with it, Daniel, but to the homeowner, it looks like we're just poking and prodding the roof. I say, all right, works for me. So after they have taken that next step, what we can call the call to action, they scheduled that consultation, they've gone to the order form, they've done XYZ in your business, then we need to paint a picture to play on their heartstrings, okay? What do I mean by that? Well, I mean that we need to go in and talk about what it looks like once they have transformative success. In terms of the roof, you're going to be and have a well-protected household. You're going to be the provider, the deliverer for a stronghold. You're no longer going to have to worry about lost and irreparable items, lost money from leaky roof and water damage that trickles down through the first, second, and whatever story of your house. And you're going to have peace of mind. That's what he's providing here, folks. He's providing peace of mind, okay? He's providing peace of mind for the family. He's providing peace of mind for the head of household, and he's providing peace of mind really for the future. So we talked for a few more minutes, and he started to understand more and more. And I said, listen, if you're providing peace of mind, then they can't afford to say no to you. Because once you paint the picture of success and transformation, how their life will look like afterwards, and the consequences if they do not take action, aka increased problems, then what are they waiting for at that point? So we talked for a few minutes more, and then he got up and looked me in the eye and said, Daniel, I want to shake your hand. He said, I've never heard anybody explain it that way before. So, well, it's no problem. This is kind of what I do. If you've actually been following me, then you'll see this is what I talk about. And he walked off, and I had a realization. a realization hit me, and I said, Daniel, are you portraying your message in a simplified manner? If not, how can you clarify it even more? I don't know the answer to that right now. And let me ask you this. If you're watching, how can I clarify my message even more to you? How can I better serve you better in the stories I tell and the anecdotes I use and the vignettes I talk about? How can I portray my story better and help serve you in your business better? You know, what is it? Let me know. So think about it this way. In your business or whatever you're doing, heck, this can be applied to life in situations of negotiation. How are you talking to the subject, the hero, portraying the problems, understanding that there's 3 levels of problems, guiding them to take action and painting a picture for transformative success? How are you doing that? If you're not doing it, I suggest you start. So think about all this. Go back and take a second to think about it from that perspective. Too many people get lost in the sauce. Too many people spend their time in their business piddling around. They don't know what they're doing. They get so jaded with what they think is right when they need to take a step back and smell the roses, if you will. So I challenge you and encourage you to go about and think about how to craft a story that people can't help but buy from you at that point. People are so engrossed in what you have to say and compelled as to listen to the words and stories that you tell that they can't help but buy from you. Now, let me add this. If you're sitting here saying, Daniel, I have no idea how to tell a story, I have no idea what to do, heck, I don't even know how to run ads. How do I get people into my business? How do I sell my products, services, treasures, or trinkets? Well, then I encourage you to join what I call the Social Media Ad Success Challenge. It's a 21-day challenge. I won't go over it too much, but it covers the why, the what, and the how of story-centric social media advertising. You'll learn how to craft a compelling story along with how to set up advertising. It's something that I've spent my time and my money, my sweat, my blood, my tears, well, not blood or tears, but I've spent a long time crafting it and perfecting it, and I encourage you to take a look at it. So where can you find it? Well, just type up in the address bar smas.daniel-pope.com, or you're going to click a link right here in the post. So folks, once again, I challenge you. How are you using your story to reel in those customers? How are you using your story to portray your products or services in a way that pulls and plucks on the heartstrings of America or wherever you're selling? So I hope you have a great rest of the day, and I appreciate you watching.